Well, my name is CHEMI Lama, but I think of myself as a human being first, then I guess a Buddhist, and then a Tibetan. That's me. The Tibetan identity means a lot. From a young age, developing who I was and constructing the self was very complicated because as a Tibetan who grew up in exile and born in exile, home was a concept that we didn't really explore as much. And hence why when you ask questions about Tibetan, ask me about Tibetan identity, it means a whole lot because it has played an immense role in creating who I am today. I would say my biggest achievement, not achievement, I would say rather a discovery, is my Buddhist identity and my Buddhist traditions. If it wasn't for my parents and my mentor, Uncle Sudeep, I would never go back to my own traditional roots and see the importance and see basically the gold mine that I was sitting on all my life and actually discover the amazing knowledge and wisdom that lies within our own Buddhist traditions. So I would say that is my biggest discovery, not necessarily success, because success is subjective, right? Success to you is different than success for me. And some folks might see it as a materialistic value or see it as an accomplishment. But for me, I think the biggest sort of role that anything plays in my life is my Buddhist traditions. I think there's a lot of things that can improve in any community. I think the Tibetan community is something of a model that other communities can look to and actually learn from a lot, right? Considering that we've been 60 years in exile, and the fact that we're still together and strong and united, I think that really says something about our Tibetan community. But of course, not everything is perfect in life, and there are little things that we could improve on. For example, our education system, right? I think there is a huge difference between the education system that is here in exile within India and Nepal versus the students or the young Tibetans that grow up in the West, right? Perhaps building some sort of structure that would be the liaison between the Western sort of society for Tibetans growing up in the West to reconnect with their roots, right? Some sort of Tibetan school, right? And then here in India and Nepal, I think there can be a little bit more emphasis on individualism. Although collectivism is the way to go and that's what Buddhism teaches us, I think giving some sort of independence or autonomy to young students to think how and why rather than what and when and where, I think that's very important. So perhaps that's something that we can take on and find a bridge. I don't think there is a model sort of education system that has been out there in the world already. So perhaps it calls on us Tibetans to develop something new that would, benefit us. Also, I think, there's a lot of politics that goes, internal politics that happens within different communities. Similarly, we also have our own internal politics. And I would like to challenge all of the people that are watching to go beyond the sort of regular systems that we are, or categories that we put ourselves in, right? It's not just one or the other. There's a lot of complexities in life, right?